What's going on, guys? My name's Hypnostic and welcome to a brand new Black Ops 6 Zombies video. In this one, we'll be taking a look at what is, in my opinion, the top 5 best, most reliable weapons to use here in Zombies. As always, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with the best strategies here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Coming in at number 5, we have a weapon that I fell in love with the moment it was added to the game. The Serin 9mm in the special category. This bad boy is basically like an SMG pistol hybrid. While there are no available wall buys for this weapon on any map, it's definitely one of my go-to weapons to load in with, taking care of the early rounds with ease. The fire rate of the Serin may not be jaw-dropping, but the sheer damage output it provides is more than enough to make up for it. Once fully upgraded, this bad boy has no issues carrying you into the late 30s and early 40s. Whether you're just farming high rounds, XP, or even if you're trying to take out the quest bosses on either map, you won't have any issue with this gun. The build I recommend using for the Serin 9mm is as follows. I like to run the iron sights, but feel free to opt for the 1.5 times magnified carry handle sight. Along with that, we're using the suppressor for increased salvage drop chance, the long barrel for an increased our effective damage range. We went with the lightweight foregrip here just for some added mobility, and of course the extended mag. Before we move on to the number 4 spot, let's have a quick word from our sponsor. Brother. Dennis Riffle?
Bro, you forgot about my magic potion, bro.
Oh, that's right. Thanks for the reminder, Dennis.
No problem, bro.
I've recently partnered up with Cheat Code Supplements. These guys are an absolute game changer. They offer products ranging from their energized gaming formula featuring 300 milligrams of caffeine per serving, or their first of its kind energized gaming gum with 100 milligrams of caffeine per piece. Their products are proven to enhance energy levels, support mental focus, improve mental alertness, and stamina. And with my special discount code HIP20, you'll get 20% off your first order. So what are you waiting for? Stop drinking garbage and switch over to Cheat Code Supplements today. Thanks again, Dennis.
No problem, bro.
Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have an SMG that just boggles my mind. The Tanto. Can someone please explain how a 22 caliber ends up being one of the most broken SMGs in the game? Yeah, I'm still waiting for a good answer. This bad boy has no issues taking out zombies in the lower rounds and is super effective going into the higher rounds. I actually used the Tanto on my first Guardian boss fight over on Citadel de Mort when it first released, and it worked wonders. Once again, the fire rate may not be anything special on this gun, but the damage output on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. The Tanto's mobility is fantastic, making it super easy to get out of those sticky situations going into the higher rounds as well. It's just honestly one of the most reliable SMGs in the game. Now, the build I recommend using for the Tanto is as follows. We're using the suppressor for the salvage drop increase, the CHF barrel so we can deal a bit more critical damage, the Ranger foregrip for a nice mobility boost. Of course, we're using the extended mag 2 as well, the ergonomic rear grip, the balanced stock for a nice increase to our overall mobility, the Strelok laser for increased hipfire to ADS accuracy while spamming deadshot, and last but not least, we're using rapid fire just to increase that DPS. Coming in at number 3, we have my favorite assault rifle, the AS Val. I actually ended up using my first ever prestige unlock token on the AS Val because of how good it is. Mobility, check. Fire rate, check. Damage output, check. That's right, the AS Val is just overall a great weapon to use in any situation here in Zombies. Once Pack-a-Punch, this bad boy will eradicate hordes of zombies and delete those special and elite zombies. If built right, you can literally get the mobility of an SMG coupled with the firepower of an AR. The build I recommend using for the AS Val is as follows. I opted for the Kepler Microflex, but feel free to use any optic of your choice. The suppressed CHF barrel for its increased critical damage output, the Ranger foregrip for some added mobility, the extended mag 3 which is honestly necessary on this weapon, the Commando rear grip for increased ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, no stock for a huge boost to our mobility, the Strelok laser for increased hipfire to ADS accuracy, and last but not least, we're using rapid fire. The only reason the AS Val wasn't in second place here is because the integrated suppressed barrels don't have that salvage drop increase, which is kind of unfortunate, but the gun is still a beast. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have a weapon that we all know is one of the best guns in the game, and that's the Akimbo GS45. While it may not be great while unpack-a-punched, the GS45 quickly makes its way to the meta category after pack-a-punching it. Once pack-a-punched, the GS45 becomes the good old mustard and sausage. Mustang and Sally. You can literally sit in a spot with the Rampage Inducer active and make it to higher rounds with little to no effort thanks to how powerful this thing is. The reason why the GS45 here is in second place over first place is because it is somewhat situational. While it may be the best option for taking out hordes of zombies and making it to higher rounds, it's not exactly the best choice for the main Easter egg bosses, which is why I had to place this bad boy in second place. One of the great things about the GS45 is that it's also a wall buy on all 3 zombies maps, so that means you could load into a game with whatever weapon you please and then just simply purchase the GS45 off the wall to have that for some crowd control. The build I recommend using for the GS45 is as follows. We're using the suppressor for increased salvage drops, the reinforced barrel for some added damage range and velocity, extended mags too. Of course, we're running this bad boy Akimbo so we have double the firepower, and last but not least, we're using the steady aim laser for increased hipfire accuracy. And in the number 1 spot, we have an assault rifle that many people are sleeping on, the GPR-91. This thing is an absolute demon in all situations. It's great for taking out hordes of zombies, specials, elites, quest bosses, everything. It's probably the most reliable assault rifle you can use here. The raw damage output is actually comparable to the AS Val, which we mentioned a while ago. However, the GPR has more armor damage, which is super helpful going into the higher rounds. It's also probably the best assault rifle to use in the game if you're trying to complete any one of the main Easter eggs. It's got a great amount of ammo. The mobility may be an issue at times, but I mean, you can always swap over to your dedicated melee or your secondary to get out of sticky situations. It's really not that bad. The build I recommend using for the GPR is as follows. I went with the KNS Red Dot, but feel free to use whatever sight you prefer. The suppressor for increased salvage drop chance, the CHF barrel for increased critical damage output, the vertical foregrip for a bit of recoil control, extended mags, the Commando rear grip for increased ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, the balanced stock for increased mobility, and last but not least, we're using rapid fire. Trust me, the GPR will not let you down here in Zombies. Be sure to drop a comment down below letting us all know what your personal top 5 weapons are. I'm curious to see what you all think. I didn't include any wonder weapons in this top 5 for obvious reasons, but if you guys are interested in seeing a top 10 video where I do feature some wonder weapons, then let me know down below. That's gonna wrap things up for my top 5 weapons to use here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I'll be sure to drop an updated version of this a few weeks into the new map releasing so you guys can stay up to date with the best weapons to use. As always, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with the best strategies here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever in the world you are, and as always, goodbye.